Good day and welcome to the weekly roundup of the Evening Review. I'm Ashley Smith, the news editor of Namibian Sun. I'm back. On Monday, our political journalist Jemima Bucas sat down with the Popular Democratic Movement's parliamentarian and the treasurer of the party, Nico Smit. This is what he had to say.
Mr. Smit, as a party, what is PDM's view on the stimulus package that is rolled out?
Yeah, Jemima, I think we must start at the beginning, where it's coming from. This stimulus thing is over hastily put together, but let's look at it. Why do we have this stimulus thing now, this crisis now? To me, it's nothing more than that SWAPO didn't live up to the expectations. We are now nearly 30 years, or you can say 30 years independent. And in this 30 years, I don't know of any emergency plan that exists in this country. Namibia is a semi-arid country. We have every 3-4 years we have a severe drought. We don't even have a proper drought policy, let alone a drought relief fund. If we look at our neighbors next door, Botswana, they have a proper drought relief program in place. We are about weather-wise and climate-wise the same countries. The Botswana farmers nearly didn't suffer from this drought that ended, the other day. Their government, were able and capable of supplying to them whatever they need, feed, food for the families, everything. So we don't have. Each and every time when we have a drought, we have to design the wheel right from the beginning. The same with our education system, the same with our health system. There is no real emergency plans in place. So when a thing like this happens, then it caught you off guard and you are in trouble. If you run a small business, very small business, you have to have certain emergency plans in place that if something happened in your field of business, that you can cope with it. You can't go into business if you don't have emergency plans. What will I do if ABC happen and I can't survive? But it's clearly that for the past 30 years, SWAPO only have a nice time. They only had a nice time. They were enjoying the money that they are earning, the spring of the money. It was too nice, te lekker. That's the problem. And now we are facing with this, and now there's no plans in place. Now they had to fall over their feet to get something into place. So we must start from that point of departure. Why are we in this crisis? And it's a serious crisis that's really going to cost us dearly.
Mr. Smit, you've been in politics, sorry for cutting you shortly, you've been in politics for basically over 30 years. Given this crisis that we have on our hands right now, what would you as a PDM member and as a proponent of the party itself, what alternative would you have proposed during a time like this and going forward, post-COVID?
Yeah, you see, it's very difficult now to come up with a plan. To craft a plan like this, emergency plan, because it's only not one sphere of our economy that you have to look into. You must look at education, you must look at health, you must look at finances, you must look at the economy in total. So you need a lot of plans that you have to combine and to form one national plan. Mm-hmm. So it's only experts who can come up with proposals and plans to that effect. So what the SWAPO government should have done from day one is to plan, to come up with emergency plans, to put things in place, to create certain bodies and organizations to come up with plans, emergency plans. If this happened, what can we do? If we, for instance, should end up in a war today, what will be our plan? How will we survive any war? You know, you have to, for the unforeseen, you have to prepare for the unforeseen. And there you need experts and professionals to come up with proposals and plans, and then you put a plan together, a national plan. But to ask now, what would you have done in a situation like this? No, you know, that is not the easy answer. If you had done your homework, then you would have had the plan today. But the SWAPO government didn't do their homework. That's why they don't have a plan. That's why we are in this mess.
And on Tuesday, the Namibian Sun editor, Toivonen Jabela, had a very interesting and quite an explosive chat with Dr. Panduleni Itula. And this is a clip from their conversation.
Now, you have been, you know, there's a famous say in SWAPO that it is very cold outside SWAPO. And you've been outside SWAPO for the past 4 weeks now. You were expelled on the 20th of March. How cold do you feel right now?
Let's get this misconception out.
Yeah.
I've never been expelled from SWAPO of Namibia, of which I hold a membership and a membership card. Never. And SWAPO of Namibia, it's sad when one considers the principles which made us join SWAPO and the principles that the people are adhering now. SWAPO of Namibia is founded on the principles of democracy, solidarity, freedom, justice, and progress. Now, those are the binding principles that led a lot of Namibians march into battle, that led a lot of Namibians, including myself, endure torture in prisons, that led a lot of Namibians run up and down this country campaigning.
Yes.
Those are the principles, the founding principles of the party. It is sad when you see those principles upon which we made these convictions becomes thrown away without anybody taking care at all. Those principles were betrayed. Democracy was slaughtered on the altar, on the silver altar, on the 6th of October, when Comrade Hage Geingob came in with their slate of politics. Now, let's make it very clear. SWAPO has got justice and democracy. Justice implies that here the other side, there was no moment at all where a disciplinary hearing had been conducted, and any so-called expulsion can only be valid if validly and within the laws of Namibia executed as such. There hasn't been any quasi-judicial procedure followed by the leadership, the current leadership of SWAPO. The current leadership of SWAPO has betrayed all those principles I alluded to earlier. Those are the founding pillars of this organization. And in order for SWAPO to expel anybody from the party, at the moment they've got no judicial or any governance principles to do that. They need to do it properly. And if they have done it properly, they would have done it properly in the best interest of the membership and not a few leaders. Now, there was a 14-day given for an appeal. What principally is the case in law and within the binding principles of SWAPO, there was a nullity and invalidity. I will not try to validate an invalidity by an appeal. As far as the whole nation is concerned, the true members of the SWAPO party who adhere to those principles are concerned, there was no expulsion. I merely read the letter heading, your expulsion, and the signatory. This Politburo of SWAPO party in terms of Article 17, sub-article 10 of the real constitution, not the one that they adopted in Otape, etc. That one which says that only the SWAPO party Congress can amend and adopt a constitution. That principle of that constitution states that the Politburo shall have the right to expel a member of SWAPO or an affiliate of organization for serious violation of the SWAPO party constitution. I violated no party constitution, and also that can only take place when there has been a proper, valid, lawful governance principle followed quasi-judiciary disciplinary hearing. And there was no invitation to disciplinary hearing. Even if there was an invitation and I didn't attend, they could still have sat in absentee and found me guilty on whatever charges, then send that verdict to the Politburo, and the Politburo, being the final executing authority then, would have said, Dr. Itula, Comrade Itula, have you got any mitigating circumstances before we pass judgment? We are not in a banana republic, or SWAPO cannot be drawn into these decisions of individuals. This party has led to many sacrifices, and we need to honor those heroes by adhering to the very principles of the party: solidarity, justice, and democracy and freedom.
Indeed.
And on Wednesday, Ogone Tlagi, our journalist, one of our senior journalists, sat down with a representative from the Shebeen Workers and Informal Workers Union. And this was their conversation.
Yeah, so well, thank you again. When we look on the state of emergency, it's a proclamation done through the Article 26 of Namibia Constitution. It's a provisional of the Constitution. But when it's come to the lockdown, and then in terms of the informal business, it's really affecting this business, because instead before the lockdown, they're supposed to have a mesh in place to say the people in the informal trade, let's say the public market, they should remain operating, so that they will also be provided with the sanitizer that they can use when their customer come in the market. But as we're speaking now, these people there is no income for the informal business anymore, and then we are still waiting, which is supposed to be this informal business supposed to open official today, but up to date I was at Okuriangava Stop and Shop to Congeni public market, but still on the lockdown. And then when you look on this, it's really the government need to make these things urgent, so that people are losing out comparing to what the people are going to benefit at this moment.
I visited the single quarters market like you visited Tukonjeni market, and when I was there I noticed that they were still busy constructing. Now this is obviously keeping informal traders out of work at the moment. What would you see being done to sort of ensure that informal traders can return to business as soon as possible?
Yeah, because this the pandemic about the COVID-19, the issue is about the most is hygienic that needed. Now I see the preparation of these people are busy cleaning the public market. They are spraying in, and then just to prepare for it to be ready for trading. And then I don't know what was the delay that read not the market to the public market not to open today. I don't know what's the delay. Maybe there's something that was not cleared. They are not done cleaning, or maybe they plan something different.
How do you feel about this delayed start to informal traders opening their businesses again?
No, this is just too bad for our domestic product, which they read also for economy. These people that are selling in the public market, they are the one that make our money circulating within the country. Unlike the business which is in operation, they are one is a multinational company that we always not interested that, because as we know, they take the profit back to their home country, but they are the one now in operation on the condition of essential service. But in the one way around, we end up not having even the money in the country. But if you could have money circulating within our own people, then we can also read our economy to grow.
Your union also represents Shebeen workers, and Shebeens are currently closed because there's a ban of the sale of alcohol, and we also find that some cooker shops are also closed as a result of this measure. Now this obviously also affects them. What do you want to see coming from government, because these people are also losing income as long as the lockdown drags on?
Yeah, exactly. When you look on the bar, the bars are all closed, and then we want the government to review this, and then the social distance, so that our request would be that let the people operating at least 4 hours in a day, and then when the way people are buying alcohol or liquor, they should no one come together. The gathering should, you only come and buy and you go home. You cannot drink at the place. It should be only applied to say, once you buy what you want, and then you go drink home, not to avoid the gathering, that because people end up to violating the state of emergency, which say that no one, the people, they are not allowed to gathering at the same time with more than 10 people.
And then there's the issue of the emergency income grant. Has this grant been sufficient given the circumstances at the moment?
So this money, it's helping on its way, but when it's come to the losing, that we look on the product that people losing, it's not helping, because it's difficult now for these people in the informal business to it's like starting over.
And on Thursday, very, very touching story, 2 rival boxing camps, or stables, as they call it in the sport, came together for a very good cause, and that was donating hand sanitizer and food parcels to the value of 70,000 to local boxers in Katatura.
Thank you very much. For me, this is a very joyous occasion. It says sport cares, boxing cares. It's not that always when there's a boxing tournament, we say, come and support us. This is now the time boxing is supporting Thomas Nation. Everything has been said. I'm very, very grateful and very happy for the 2 stables. Esther, Kamanya, this is very great. Always we say other people, but this time today, we are the ones who are saying K and boxing K. And how do we pay? By giving something back to the community, giving something back to our boxers, giving something where it's not only food, also giving something where we can make sure that we are trying to knock out this invisible enemy out of Namibia. In boxing we talk about knockouts. So we have to knock it out. We can knock it down. That we can do. But that we can do only if we can do what the 2 stables are doing today, like what Nesta is doing, what Kamaya is doing, and that is how we can knock it out. So the 2 stables are giving parcels of food, the 2 stables are giving hand sanitizers and masks, and we are saying, with this we are saying, stay home. Don't walk around, stay home, because we are giving you something to eat while you are at home. Let's observe the social distance. Let's wash our hands. And because this is a sporting event, let's keep fit during this time, which is so difficult. Even if you have to train alone, that's your body. This corona, we will beat this thing. But the fact is, if you don't keep on training, after beating, what will you do? You will have to start afresh. Ooh, it's very difficult. Very tough. Very tough. Let's just keep on training. Boxers, let's keep on training.
Yeah. Let's keep on training.
Where are the coaches? Let's keep on training.
Win mega prizes with Pasta Polana. Oh yes, we're giving away a huge grand prize of 150,000 Namibian dollars worth of building materials from Pupkewitz Mega Build. Plus weekly prizes of 12,000 Namibian dollars in cash for 8 weeks. To get your hands on these mega prizes, simply buy 3 kg Pasta Polana macaroni or elbows at any ShopRite, Usave or Checkers. Then SMS Pasta Polana to 24442. There's no pasta more mega than Polana. Competition ends 7 June 2020. T's and C's apply. Pasta Polana. Every day, a different way. A proud product of Namib Meals.
And yesterday, we had a very, very interesting contribution from Robin Nakambo, and she's quite a well-known media personality who suffered some online abuse recently. She spoke to us about the cyberbullying experience.
Hey guys, Robin Nakambo here. I trust and hope that you guys are doing well, staying home and staying safe. Having been given this opportunity, I had mixed emotions, and my mixed emotions were stemming from everything that I've seen going around as of late. Now, a lot of people have been saying, yeah, you're trying to play victim, yeah, you're looking for attention, you just wanted to get into the papers, you just this, you just that. And there's this little stigma that I've realized I'm actually walking around with, being the girl that had several abortions and is barren. So just to give you a bit of context for those who don't know about what I'm talking about cyberbullying. Now, on the 18th of April, I was minding my own business as per usual. Obviously, with this pandemic going around, we're supposed to be at home. So I'm at home the 18th, and I mean, I'm literally just relaxed. I don't see anything that's happening. I only hear about everything that had happened on the 19th. So on the 19th, around I think 4 or 5-ish, I'm not sure, I'm speaking under correction, somebody sends me a screenshot regarding a specific tweet that sparked this whole conversation. And I then look at it, and this girl basically takes a screenshot of my Instagram profile, takes it to Twitter, and starts having this conversation about do I think I am Beyonce? So her caption was, or her post, whatever, was I'm Ndidi or Beyonce, all right? So this is insinuating that I would think I'm on the same caliber as Beyonce, because on Instagram, Beyonce is the only one that doesn't follow people, and the next is Robin. Who does she think she is? In her defense, she says, you know what? I was merely just asking a question, which deemed an answer. Now, logically speaking, my perspective now, logically speaking, if you are asking a person a question, I'm asking Robin a question, I direct the question to Robin. I don't take a screenshot of Robin's content and post this question somewhere else on a social site which she's not on, because then where do I expect the answer to come from? So it's thread upon thread where they're now dragging me, because yes, we need to unfollow Robin because she thinks she's all that in a bag of chips. She's not even following people back. She thinks she's above everybody else. These wannabe celebrities, oh my goodness, she's a failed slay queen, da-da-da. Okay, so I see this, and me having the amount of followers I have, a lot of youthful people, vibrant, amazing individuals follow me, and I always have a one-on-one with some of them. And specifically that day, funny enough, somebody was confiding in me regarding cyberbullying, and they were asking, can you please just tell me how it is that you cope with this? Because she had put up an image, people started blasting her, she removed it, she made her account private. And I'm for one that always advocates for women to be confident, to stand your ground, to know who you are, and to focus on doing you. So I figured, look, I am generally the type of person that was, told to be resilient, because it comes with a package. You're in the media. People will definitely bash you when they want to bash you. So don't worry about it. Just, never mind it. And I said, because we've done this so much, people feel obligated to go out there and victimize us, constantly bashing us with defamatory stuff to a point where you're just like, no, this you can't tolerate. So what I did was I reposted her main post, and yes, I was privy to everything else that she had posted, all the other threads that everybody else also started jumping on the bandwagon with. And some of them are males, and I'm thinking, what male has the time to be dragging a woman for no reason because she thinks she's all that? But in any case, so I take this and I put it up and I say, guys, it's pathetic for her to have done that, firstly. And I said, you know, we need to start doing better. My whole thing was, we need to start looking at the people that are looking up to us. If we're not creating proper role models, what are we expecting from the next generation? And me, I don't know this girl personally. Please, I know a lot of accusations that have gone out there like, yeah, they used to slay queen together, that's why they know so much about each other. They used to, I don't know this girl. I've met her once or twice. I've seen her, and the most I most probably say to her out of courtesy would be hi and bye, to be civil. So I obviously in those encounters realized that she's a mother. So I put it in that context to say, you have an offspring or offsprings, I don't know, but you have offsprings. So please, let's do better at not trying to bash other people, because this is misery, and misery loves company. So this person, and I even apologized, because for me, I generally don't entertain such. So even on the post, I said, you know what, to all my followers, I'm apologizing for entertaining this, but I need to stand up for the voiceless, because this happens so much and people just let it go, and others think it's okay to just say whatever. So having done that, she then blows up because you took a shot at my offspring, blah, 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 blah. So this whole thing becomes what the people on Twitter were calling a cross-Twitter fight. You're fighting yourself. I'm not saying anything, but this now started being a, only Baron B. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say the name or the word, but yeah, only Baron come for other women's kids or whatever. And then she started insinuating that I'm barren because I have committed multiple abortions. And this for me was baffling, because how do you throw out such accusations and then at some point decide, you know what, I didn't say you are barren and you had multiple abortions, but the fact that you took a screenshot of my account with my name in it and my picture and created thread upon thread and then say that is insinuating that you are talking directly to me. The next day, I'm walking around. Mind you, this Twitter thing is still going on. The Twitter giants are all hyping it up. They're so excited. Some lawyer guy there, ooh, my gosh, they're on it. So I'm just like, okay. Next day, mind you, somebody then asks me, Robin, I just want to know, I heard you have committed multiple abortions and are barren. Mind you, abortions are illegal in Namibia. Okay, so I decided that, you know what, this is the stigma I'm going to be walking around with. And the reason why I had turned to the cops was because, or to the law, let me put it that way, was because at the end of the day, I'm a corporate head, all right? So tomorrow I seek a job elsewhere, or maybe my job is just doing some due diligence and they would like to do a social media audit. This pops up, okay? Because a hashtag and everything was created. So the moment my name and surname is put into Twitter, all of this surfaces, okay? So that surfacing, and I don't do anything about it, means that I somewhat agree with it, okay? And, or I'm confirming it. And for me, that was where I drew the line. So in a nutshell, I just feel I've worked relentlessly on building a brand, and for somebody to tarnish it, to defame it, it's not what I'm going to sit back and watch. I will never allow that. And I am going to advocate to speak up about it. I've seen some of the comments after they realized or saw that I went to the cops. It's yeah, she's looking for attention. She just wanted to get into the papers. What are you gonna do now? I'm saying it beyond Robin, do you think you're Beyonce? Let's see. Basically taunting me. And I'm just like, you know what? Be all about that. Entertain one another in all about that. But there's specific people that after they see and realize what I've done will never be able to tolerate any of this being done to them, because they will see that no, if I do something about it, no. In a nutshell, I feel I've worked relentlessly on building the brand Robin Nakambo. And for me, I will not allow anybody to taint it bad, to defame it, or even to tarnish it. I will never sit back, because it took me years and years to build this brand. And I want everybody who watches this and everybody who knows about the story to know that there is justice at the end of the day. You don't have to tolerate people tarnishing your brand for themselves to look better. These, yes, are people at war with themselves. Misery loves company, but it doesn't mean we need to tolerate it. They need to realize that there are repercussions for your actions. And if this needs to be done for people to then say, whoa, before I go out there and say this nasty thing about this individual, I need to think about the repercussions. I am going to continue doing it, because at the end of the day, this is exactly what we need. A lot of other people were saying, yeah, there's no bill out there, or there's no law against cyberbullying. Others are saying, you know what, she's wasting her time. Namibian police don't have time for such nonsense. Well, I'm going to show you exactly what it is that the Namibian police has time for. And in actual fact, we need to start realizing that defaming somebody's character does not bring you higher. You talking nonsense about somebody else will not make you look any better. So let's stop it. Let's put that energy towards building one another. Let's put that energy towards anything else. For those individuals that got angry and created this whole thing of, yes, why is Robin not following anybody? This is my social media account. It's mine. You do what you need to do on yours. I do what I need to do on mine. We've got different reasons why we are on social media. We're not the same person. We don't do the same job. We don't do the same thing. Some people literally open accounts to tarnish and drag because nowadays, what is this? Being savage is so cool. Some people do that. Others do it for business. Others do it for that. If you don't understand it, it's okay. If you don't want to follow the person that's not following anybody, it's also fine. If you want to follow them, it's okay. I want to understand where it is that even this individual that I'm talking about, I'm referring to, she doesn't follow everybody that follows her for a fact. So why is it a problem that I'm not following anybody? And then it's a thing of not even her family, not even her boyfriend, not even her what. Does it matter? Does it take anything off of you? So let's try and change that perspective. For me, I'm on social media to inspire. And I won't stop being on social media, even if I only have one follower. I won't stop doing what I'm doing. And I won't start tomorrow to start following people because everybody else is against my choice. It's my life. Tomorrow, if I have to die, I want to know I lived my life on my own terms. And people need to understand and accord me that. So if you don't like it, then don't do it. Don't follow it. It's okay. I literally started with the negative energy that this brought upon my page. A lot of people would then go in my DMs and start insulting me. And I started blocking. Literally, one by one, I started blocking because I don't have time for negative energy. And I will not allow positive energy stealers in my aura, because that's not what I'm about. So my account is created and there for the people that want to follow me and want to know what I'm doing and want to see how it is that they can learn from me, and vice versa. It's not for the negative. If you're negative, you don't like it, you don't have to follow me. You don't need to come in my DM to insult me. You don't need any of that. And I don't need to go to links to get into a paper, guys. This is basically the aftermath of cyberbullying. So now I'm an attention seeker. I'm now walking around with the stigma of, yes, she loves attention. Yes, she's the girl that had several abortions. She's the girl that did A, B, C, and D. But at the end of the day, what also hurt me was the fact that those allegations are so deep. They are so deep. Coming from a person who does not have my number to call me to say, Rob, and ask, Robin, why do you think you're Beyonce? Because, I mean, she had to go to the links she had to go to. But now this specific person has or knows me this well, has this type of information about me that I didn't even know about myself. And there's certain women out there, some of them even reached out and said, you know what? I have fertility issues. I've had to commit abortions in SA regarding my pregnancies because there was something wrong. Why would a person take joy in bashing another one for doing that if you don't know the circumstances? So this thing is a holistic thing, and it's something that I don't think should be tolerated and taken lightly. So for me, ultimately, my decision has been made. I've already started the entire process and I'm not backing down. I'm not only doing it for myself, I'm doing it for the girl child, boy child that have been bullied, whether physically or whether emotionally, or whether it's on social media. I'm doing it for them because I need people to start realizing that their actions really have such deep consequences. I've heard of stories where people, and funny enough, when this came out, people started reaching out and started telling me that, look, I knew somebody that took their life because of this just earlier on this year, and they left behind a child. I knew somebody this, I knew somebody that. And hearing such stories and things just being thrown under the rug, it's not okay. People get depressed, people get anxiety, people try to commit suicide, other people succeed in committing suicide just because somebody else took it upon themselves to taunt them constantly. It's not okay. Don't project your feelings on other people because we're not cut from the same cloth. I'm an individual that is resilient. There would be somebody else that you'd be taunting that is not as resilient as I am. It's time of the corona pandemic, and you are basically supposed to be in your house. Now, me being in my house, being bashed on social media for almost a week, if I was a person that was not resilient, I would have tried to do something to hurt myself, because I'm thinking I won't be able to face the world when, you know, the world opens up again, when we can go out again, because people are going to be asking me, is it true? Is it true? And I just want to tell people that at the end of the day, you need to stand up for yourself and say no to bullying, whether it's cyber, whether it's what. My battle, I think it was in the plans of the Almighty to say, you know what, I'm going to put you through this so you can be the mouthpiece of it. Luckily, mine is cyber. Luckily, I'm strong enough and I've got a good support system to pull me through. But at the end of the day, people just need to stop. If a person is not bothering you, stop bothering others. Focus your energy on something else that could bring you goodness at the end of the day. What you put out there into the universe just comes straight back to you. Anyways, I hope this was of some help and gave some people context to the story, and also some form of inspiration to those that are going through the same thing or have gone through it. Just know that there is a bill out there. The police is willing to assist, and let's do better, not only for ourselves, but for
And that's all we have time for on the weekly Evening Review Roundup. Thank you for joining us, and stay safe.
Win mega prizes with Pastor Polana. Oh yes, we're giving away a huge grand prize of 150,000 Namibian dollars worth of building materials from Pupkewitz Mega Build. Plus weekly prizes of 12,000 Namibian dollars in cash for 8 weeks. To get your hands on these mega prizes, simply buy 3 kg Pastor Polana macaroni or elbows at any ShopRite, USafe or Checkers. Then SMS Pastor Polana to 24442. There's no pasta more mega than Polana. Competition ends 7 June 2020. T's and C's apply. Pastor Polana. Every day, a different way. A proud product of Namib Meals.